The next fight we had on the card was Kevin Holland versus Santiago Ponzinibbio, and he won by KO in the third round. To me, this is a fight I was looking forward to. I think Kevin Holland is performing well at welterweight. To me, watching the fight, I didn't think that Santiago Ponzinibbio was necessarily going to win the fight. I'm not going to say that he fought a bad fight, but the way he was almost finished, if I'm not mistaken, in the first round, while he was holding Kevin Holland's leg up, didn't necessarily give me the best feeling going into the second. And then obviously in the third, Kevin Holland finished him. Kevin Holland, I feel like if he can really focus, will be somewhat of a force at welterweight.
I agree. I actually wasn't expecting Kevin Holland to knock Ponzinibbio out. I was expecting for him to win because I think Kevin Holland at their point, at both of these fighters, this current stage of their respective careers, I think Kevin Holland is the better fighter. I just think that Ponzinibbio was still going to be tough enough to at least get to a decision. And he actually didn't fight a bad fight, like you mentioned. He was actually, if Kevin Holland wasn't able to drop him and hit him with what he was hitting him, Ponzinibbio could have stole, a couple rounds off of him. Because Kevin Holland, he wasn't actually being as active as I would have liked to seen him. But he got the KO at the end, which is all that matters. He got the win. And I think it's good. I would like to see Kevin Holland start fighting tougher competition again. When he fights these lower ranked opponents, I'm not saying that they're bad. They're good for him, because it gets him on the win. He needed a win because he's coming off of back-to-back losses. But if he wants to start talking about title shots or if he wants big money fights at welterweight, he does need to fight a tougher guys up in the division. Right now, thinking off top of my head, I don't know who he should fight next. I would say Michel Pieta, but Michel Pieta is already booked to fight Wonder Boy, so I can't. So I wasn't going to say him, but I think somebody, Kevin Holland versus Jeff Neal. I don't think that's a bad fight.
It's a
I
good
think
fight.
that's a good fight. So right there, um, Ponzinibbio. All I have to say is, I think he may got one more fight to show that he could still hang around. If he gets knocked out again in the next fight, the conversation has to be there about him possibly retiring. Because after he came back from that injury or that hiatus, he's been losing a lot more than I guess what the odds makers would like to see him lose by. So, shouts out to Kevin Holland, back in the win column, and hopefully he gets a bigger fight moving forward.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with, matchmaking in welterweight.